Buenos dias. I have an idea here that you may want to consider trying in your class, especially if you teach le gusta, me gusta, te gusta, and all the forms, and students have difficulty with that if they end up thinking me gusta means I like, and then they somehow down the line end up saying yo gusto instead of me gusta. If you're a Spanish teacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that this can be a tricky thing for English-speaking students to comprehend, especially in the earliest days, and this is a very early acquired phrase that we say. So I have the idea of a transition day as you are teaching this. Before you teach me gusta, te gusta, and all the forms, try doing it in the negative this way with me disgusta, or te disgusta, le disgusta, or disgustan. And you still go through your regular lessons, but with disgusta instead of gusta. You say to me, why would I do that? It's not a very common thing to say disgusta. I agree. But it is a lot closer to the English phrase, that disgusts me. And we do say that in English. Again, it's not super common, but we do say that. So it's a lot closer to our English structure of that disgusts me, or does that disgust you? It disgusts me. It disgusts him and her, or they disgust me, or etc. So it's a little bit easier to bridge that gap if you just do one lesson before you do your regular le gusta lesson, to try le disgusta and work on it with the students. Let me give you a sample of what I mean. I could ask my students, ¿te disgusta el brócoli? ¿Te disgusta el brócoli? And I would look at one student and say, that means, does broccoli disgust you? Now, yes, the order is backwards from English, but it's closer than le gusta. So, ¿te disgusta el brócoli? And then they won't know how to answer yet. I would write on the board. In fact, I would write ¿te disgusta? Show how that works. Right on there, the answer, si me disgusta el brócoli. So, si me disgusta el brócoli, and then you go to other, perhaps, foods that are easy. ¿Te disgusta la hamburguesa? And they might say, oh, no, no me disgusta la hamburguesa. And you would show where the no goes in there and how that works. No, no me disgusta la hamburguesa. And you go on with other foods. You can go on with other things. ¿Te disgusta el presidente de los Estados Unidos? Or ¿te disgustan los políticos? ¿Te disgusta el fútbol americano? Or ¿te disgustan los deportes? Or easy words that your students already know at this phrase. You go back and forth for a good 10-15 minutes on just that, asking various students. And then after that student says, for example, sí, me disgusta el presidente, then you could say, oh, clase, a ella le disgusta el presidente. Le disgusta el presidente. And again, you can reinforce it occasionally in English. The president disgusts her. Okay, and you go through that. And when some boy answers, me disgustan los deportes. And you would say, clase, él es un chico y le disgustan los deportes. Es increíble. Los deportes no les disgustan a los jóvenes or a los chicos or whichever, muchachos, whichever one you use. And so you're working the plural, you're working the singular, and all the phrases. After you've done a lot of Q&A through the class, then you tell a story. Or actually, you could sort of go to an anecdote before a story. So I would just build upon it with, for example, Señorita disgusto. Okay, aquí está Señorita disgusto, ¿sí? Y a ella, a la Señorita disgusto, le disgusta todo. Le disgustan las hamburguesas, le disgustan los chicos, le disgusta el brócoli, le disgustan los políticos, le disgustan, le disgusta la escuela, le disgusta el inglés, le disgusta el español, le disgusta la ciencia, o le disgustan las ciencias, a todo le disgustan la señorita disgusto, porque a ella le disgusta todo. And so it's a little anecdote. But again, you can add more things, especially just use classroom items. You could say, le disgusta el lápiz, le disgusta la pizarra, le disgusta la silla. I mean, you could get silly on this. It's fine. Just use vocabulary the students already have had by this point. Then you could tell a longer story, and you'll probably know the story just from where I'm going with this. So you could say, okay, señores, aquí está Samuel. Samuel yo soy. Así se llama, Samuel yo soy. Y Samuel yo soy le dice o le pregunta al señor disgusto, hey, no te disgusta el jamón verde, ¿verdad? No te disgustan los huevos verdes, ¿verdad? Y el señor disgusto le dice, sí, me disgusta el jamón verde, me disgustan los huevos verdes. No, sorry, and you can just keep with, oh, me disgustan estos. And you tell the story of Samuel, yo soy, and el señor disgusto. You could go forever with that. That'll take your whole class time. The next day, you come back to the class and you say, okay, yesterday we learned about te disgusta, si me disgusta, te disgustan, si me disgustan, le disgusta, a ella si le disgusta, le disgustan, a él si le disgustan. And you go through just a quick reminder of what it was. And then you explain to them, okay, everybody, in Spanish, the opposite of disgusta is simply gusta. We don't have that in English, but let's pretend that we do. Let's make up a brand new word in English and say that it exists just because we're cool that way. Let's say, that doesn't disgust me, that gusts me. And you make this little play with your class that, yeah, that really gusts me. And you say it in English a couple times, they'll laugh, but you'll say, why are you laughing? If it's disgust, there must be a gust. And you feign innocence and say that you're teaching them correctly, and you all have a great time with that. But they've got that disgusts me. Now you just go to that gusts me, and you pick up where you left off. And you could even retell as a reminder the Samuel yo soy story. Say, Samuel yo soy le pregunta, ¿te gusta el jamón? ¿Te gustan los huevos verdes? ¿O te gusta el jamón verde? ¿Te gustan los huevos verdes, and then you could go through it again with gusta. No, no me gusta, me disgusta, says el señor disgusto, and so on and so forth. If you're still not sure that that's going to be a great bridge to really get them to learn the phrase le gusta or me gusta and so forth, I would just suggest to you, try it with one class. So you have, let's say, 3 classes of beginners. Try it with one class, teach the other 2 classes of beginners with the same way that you normally have taught le gusta or me gusta, and then teach just one class, again, only one day, one lesson you would spend on disgusta, on these forms, and show how it works. And then you just transition to right to gusta, the way I explained, and see if that does the trick. Who knows? It might be just what they need, and they might have a deeper connection to it because it works a little bit closer to English if you do that. Again, it's just a teaching idea. You don't like it, throw it out, no problem. I still wish you great success in your school year. Adios.